Hello guys, welcome back to the channel. What you're looking at here is the seeds I'm going to be planting in our fall garden, and I've got the Tracee Farmers Almanac, the gardening guide, and we're going to go over that in a minute. So we have already planted broccoli. We've got some carrots here. We've got some cabbage, Brussels sprouts, two different kinds of beets we're going to be planting, and we've got some Swiss chard that we're going to be planting. There's two different kinds. I've never tried this kind before. I like that kind. We've got some baby spinach, and then some gourmet greens mixture, and some peas, and I'm going to try to see if it's not too late to plant some pumpkins. So that's what we're going to be putting in our garden. I also wanted to show you that you can buy the Survival Garden, their heirloom seeds, and it has 32 different varieties. It has a guide in it, step-by-step growing instructions, and seed saving guide. And these were also open pollinated. I got this pack. I got actually a couple packs off of Amazon.com. And I want to say I think it was under 30 bucks for the whole pack. These are non-GMO seeds. They've been open pollinated. So this is a really good Survival Garden heirloom seed pack that you need to get. Because as you know, with the state of the world, we're going to need to start growing our own stuff that we eat. Let's just say that. Excuse me. So there you have that. Okay, secondly, let's move over here to the Farmers Almanac, and I got the Gardener's Guide. They make another just Farmers Almanac that's not a Gardener's Guide, but I got this specifically for gardening, and it's got all of the zones that listed wherever you live. I'm over here in zone 9, so we have a longer gardening season down here in the southeast. So right here on region 9, the best time for me to plant my fall garden is August of 21. It's gonna have, this is the weather, but it also will tell you what days to plant everything. So I go by this. I remember growing up, my grandparents used to go by the signs, the moon, and all of that on planting. So that's why I got this, and you can pick this up at Walmart, at Lowe's. They have them at Tractor Supply. I believe this is where I got mine. But this comes in handy with telling you when to plant, when to harvest, when to cut back your trees and all of that. So this is a really must-have. So I'm gonna go, let's go outside, and I'm gonna show you what we have done so far and what we've planted and what our plans are from there. So let's take a walk outside. Here's one of the sunflower heads that I harvested. I'm letting it dry out. All of that is seed. As soon as it gets dried out really good, I'm gonna take all of this out and put them in the oven and toast them. Maybe put some salt, a little bit of oil on them, so we can have some sunflower seeds. This is one of the lettuce packets that I got that we just planted. So, all right guys, I'll talk to you soon. Okay guys, we're outside. I wanted to show off my eggplant. They are finally producing. Isn't that awesome? Look at that. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, that big one down there, 5, 6, oh, I got a 7, even a baby pepper. I think I've got a baby pepper over here too. Got a couple of them. It has been raining like crazy, guys, the past couple of days. I'm gonna go ahead and pick this if I can. Yeah, I'll just wait. Still got some time. We've had a lot of rain. There is no drought here in the southeast. That is a lie. The government tried to come out and say the other day that South Carolina was in a drought. No, that's a lie. We've got flooded ditches and rivers and lakes everywhere. So that's a lie. Okay, so right over here was where I had a lot of zinnias planted that Hannah decided to dig up. So I just went ahead and pulled them all, and I got to go through here and take up all of these. I'm going to cut the flowers back and make me a bouquet. I'm going to put another planting box, raised bed box right there. And then come spring, this is going to be all totally different in here. So this was where the cucumbers were. We fertilized the soil and tilled it up. We planted broccoli right here, okay? This right here had some sunflowers in it. So we went ahead and we cut those down. I harvested the sunflower heads. I'm gonna let those dry out so we can have sunflower seeds. But we're gonna put spinach right here. Now over here is growing wild. We have sweet potatoes everywhere. And I have a big ant problem right here. Look at this. That's why I haven't been able to get in here and weed all of this, because it is full of fire ants. I just hope and pray that they're not eating up my sweet potatoes. And I went ahead and cut down all of the lemon balm. I'm going to dry it out and use it for an herbal tincture or a herbal tea. And look, guys, the tomatoes are still producing. Can you see that? They're still doing really good. It's taken forever for these things to turn red. These are beefsteak tomatoes. So, all right, look at this. Strawberries everywhere. Everywhere. We pick them, they just keep growing back. All right, we were able to get some of the weeds out of here. My cherry tomatoes are still producing. These are gonna probably go away here in the next 2 weeks. The next time I can plant is gonna be, I think next month on the 8th or 9th. Now look at that, fire ants. Look at this, fire ants. We got some potatoes coming up right there. I still have some tomatoes that's growing, but these are pretty much dwindling down. Still got flowers blooming. Look at that echinacea. All of this is still going to remain for the herb garden. But this right here, this is a what is it? Oh my goodness, I can't remember the name of it, but it keeps growing back every month. Sure does. What is this? So every year that will come back. So it doesn't matter what I'm going to plant in here during the spring. That'll keep coming back regardless. I still got some more lavender to harvest. Look at this Thai basil right here. I've already harvested all of this 3 times, and it keeps growing back. All of the oregano keeps coming back. Look at the thyme. It all just keeps growing back. So that's fine. It can keep growing and I can keep harvesting it. It might die down once it gets cooler weather. So, all right, we took the other garden down over here, the fencing, because everything is pretty much harvested. I still have a few ant hills. Every time it rains, they pop up all over the place, guys. I have never in my life seen such a problem with ants, fire ants. that was my neighbor. So what we're going to do in here is we're going to put a huge tarp over this area. Why? And why not just plow it back up and you know, de-weed it? Because if you put a covering on this right here, cover it up with a 30 by 30 tarp, it's going to kill all of this and decompose all of it, and it's going to go back into the ground and make it more nourishing for the ground. So that's what we're going to do. We was watching a video from Haas Tools, and that's what they do. They just cover everything up with a tarp, let it die off, decompose, turns into compost for your garden. How about that? You know I like compost. Look at that. Ant hills everywhere. Not just ants, but fire ants. I think I may have a melon or two that's trying to grow out here. I'll have to go through here with a stick, make sure there ain't no snakes. We took down all of the corn. I still have a few beans left on the vines right here. I'm gonna let them dry out, and I've already collected enough for a whole bunch to grow next year. So what's left is gonna be used for seed saving. And that's something that y'all need to start thinking about, is start saving seeds. If you have some organic produce, some squash, watermelon, cantaloupe, even your tomatoes, whatever has a seed in it, and if it's organic, save it and let it dry out. Put it up and label it in a baggie. You can have it for your garden next year, because before long we're not going to be able to buy seeds. I heard that, I don't know if this is true, but a lot of the big box stores, like you know, where you go buy your lumber and the places where you go get a lot of stuff for your homestead and farm, they're throwing out seed packs. They're throwing them out, putting them in the dumpster, because a certain government agency told them to do that. So they're doing whatever they can to cause a supply shortage, a food shortage, but you got to be 10 steps ahead of them, guys. Think outside the box. You got a family to take care of, so you need to start thinking and planning. So that's what we're doing. I wasn't going to plant a fall garden. Oh, I just saw a hummingbird. But with what's happening now, things are happening at a rapid pace. At a very rapid pace. It's very concerning. Very concerning. I highly suggest, my opinion, you want to get through this mess, you're going to need to be prepared. Spiritually, physically, mentally. So, and that's no joke. Look, my stevia grew back. I harvested it, dried it out. It's growing back, so I can keep harvesting it, keep drying it out, and I'll have a sweetener right there. My cornflower grew back, echinacea. That's for your immune system. You can make it into a tea. So, it's been raining so much, we hadn't been able to do we haven't been able to do any weed eating right just yet because it's been too wet. We've got the lawn cut, as you can see. So hopefully things will start drying out. There's mud holes everywhere. Like I said, there's water in the ditches. You know, there is not a drought. That is a lie. That is something that they are fabricating, that they are fear-mongering. Don't buy into it. So I just want to do a quick update on the fall garden and what we're going to be planting, and tell you about the Farmers Almanac. Make sure you pick one up. That is a really handy thing to have if you're planting a garden and you want to be successful. Now, let's hope and pray that the fall season isn't going to be extremely cold, just like the opposite of, you know, everything that's happening with the weather. Like this summer, it was really hot and muggy, had a lot of high humidities, a lot of bad rainstorms that came through, which when you have the heat, high heat and humidity and all of the moisture, the rain, it causes that mildew. No, it's called a downy mildew on your plants. And I've had to spray the heck out of them with copper fungicide to try and save what I could. So let's hope and pray that the fall weather won't be extreme like this summer was. So I'm gonna let y'all go and stay prayed up and prepped up and keep your head down and stay out of the way. Don't draw any attention to yourself. So we love you and thank you for coming back, and don't forget to hit the like button, thumbs up, like, share, subscribe. And I will see you next time in the countryside. Bye.